wants to harm somebody. Somebody doesn't want another person's progress. Native doctor. Let's use Patience Ozoko's daughter-in-laws because they are always the victims of Juju. To God be the glory, which is a sin of his own. Literally, to God be the glory is a sin of his own. But hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Ify and this is Ify's Beats. You're welcome once again. So today I am going to be talking about cliche Nollywood movie scenes. So I feel like from movies all over the world, there are always cliche scenes. Like if you watch a couple of Hollywood movies, you will see cliche scenes, like scenes that they repeat in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies. They are repetitive. We are tired of them. So today I'm going to be focusing on vintage Nollywood movies. I think I should do another video on like current Nollywood movies. We have Asaba Nollywood and we have Lagos Nollywood. They're like worlds apart. So like I think Asaba Nollywood, we all know what is repetitive, king and queen. So is there any need? Please subscribe and like this video, and we're going to get right into the video. Okay, so a little backstory. I enjoy watching vintage Nigerian movies because like while I was growing up, watching them was a sort of family bonding moment in my home. My parents would not watch Hollywood movies with us, so Nollywood movies were the way. Everybody would watch it from the TV, and my parents would have so many things to say. They both loved Peter Doce, Patience Ozoko, and they thought Zakoji and Kanayo had this mechanical acting that they did not appreciate. My mom was obsessed with Bob Manuel Udoku. Like she thought he was too tall and handsome and he had coily black hair. I could go on and on and on. So watching these movies gives me this nostalgia, like when So first scene I feel like every one of us can relate to. If you've seen an old Nigerian movie before, I'm sure you can relate to this scene, and that is the gossip scene. Yes, there's always this scene where we have two ladies heading to the stream or coming from the stream with their kegs. Sometimes it might even be markets. It might be a market, like it might not even be a stream. But they are village girls with like village looks, village hairstyles, village outfits. And they are either heading to the stream or coming from the stream or heading to the market, like or going to fetch firewood. But they are going to do some sort of like village activity, and they are gossiping. Like they cannot help themselves, they must gossip. They're always gossiping about something that is happening in the village. Oh, a man is taking a title, they are gossiping. A man is getting buried, they are gossiping. A woman is discovered to be a witch, they are gossiping about it. Classic. It's a classic scene.
How can a girl be so wicked? Imagine Kate poisoning her own blood brother.
Lillian, are you surprised? She has been following the footsteps of her mother.
Sometimes there are even three. Then two are on one side of the divide and the other one is on the opposite side. There are even men. I think sometimes they even do situations where elders gossip, but most of the time it's women heading or coming from the streets.
Do you know Okudo's burial was just like an Ofala festival? I never knew his brother is so rich.
What do you mean? What do you know, Nabin?
Eh? Onwa now. That's Onwa. He's such a nice and kind man. Do you know he sponsored his other time?
So another scene, well, scene number 2 has to be visiting a native doctor. Like Nigerian movies, those old ones. Somebody has to visit a native doctor before the movie ends. Someone is probably trying to snatch someone's husband, they will visit a native doctor. A mother-in-law wants to punish her daughter-in-law, native doctor. Second wife wants to deal with the first wife, or first wife wants to deal with the second wife. Somebody wants to kill somebody, somebody wants to harm somebody, somebody doesn't want another person's progress, native doctor. Somebody wants to kill somebody, somebody wants to harm somebody, somebody doesn't want another person's progress, native doctor. And our number one native doctor visitor is Patience Ozoko. Like I feel like out of 100 Patience Ozoko movies, she visited native doctors in 95, That is not an exaggeration. She's a native doctor. I don't think anybody has ever okay, no, her friends would visit her and then she would take them to the native doctor, or she would be the one to prepare the charm, but she won't have a shrine or something. So sometimes she's like the head witch, but most of the time she visits the native doctor and she just gives them this preposterous request, like you should snuff out the life from somebody, you should make somebody halt someone's progress. The requests are crazy. There's never a good thing. Like, nobody visits the native doctor for anything good. Oh, okay, maybe if it's too good, maybe they want to tie. No, that's not even a good thing. So saying tying a man down, I don't know what could be a good request I might have seen in a Nigerian movie. I don't think any. So that's like number 2. Yeah, native doctor. It's a staple. So number 3 is the what's it called? What do I call this now? The juju is catching you scene. Yes, you watch 5 Nollywood movies and juju is catching somebody. Okay, I think maybe I should call this the repercussion scene, because there are like 2 scenes anyway. Where juju is catching somebody, that's the victim of the juju. After the person and someone has visited the native doctor, there is a victim. The victim is being caught by the juju. Sometimes, let's say a woman is trying to catch a man and she chews something, puts something in her mouth, she goes and visits the man and juju is going to catch him. Operation Soko is trying to tie someone's move, so there is something flying in the air, entering the woman's stomach, juju is catching the person. So it's a separate scene from the repercussion scene. Repercussion scene is when juju is catching the culprit, the person who bewitched someone else. So for example, after Patience Zoko has tried to tie the womb of her daughter-in-law, many scenes later, towards the end of the movie, her sins are catching up with her. Maybe her charm is discovered and it was not supposed to be discovered or seen by a human eye. Something flies in the air, boom, enters Patience Zoko, and boom. Sometimes it's madness, sometimes they fall sick, they start to scratch. There was even a time where it was in vogue for them to put maggot on their skin and they would do this like gory makeup and the women would look like their flesh was being eaten by oh my god, it would be disgusting. So we have so many scenes, but juju catching somebody is a staple. It's even current in new Nigerian movies. Like, and the thing is that as time has gone on, the special effects hasn't really improved. You'll still be seeing some kind of crazy special effects. Jeez, I can't talk too much. You've not seen a Nigerian movie, you just walked by where they were showing a Nigerian movie, I'm sure you've seen a crazy scene like that where something flew into the air and entered somebody, just entered, and they will start manifesting on the road. I feel like I haven't even seen anyone any crazy thing has happened to, but even the ones I've seen, usually drug related. My mom. Okay, so I think I might have missed a scene. This is like number 4 or number 5. Anyway, this is the deliverance scene. Yeah, before the juju repercussion scene, there's a deliverance scene. So the person, the bewitched, has to be delivered from whatever the witch has done. Usually this happens in a church, sometimes it can happen in the home, sometimes it even happens in the village where they go and unearth something. But a family or a person is delivered. In some scenes you have, let's use Patience Ozoko's daughter-in-laws because they are always the victims of juju. In some scenes you have her, dancing dramatically as the pastor prays and prays and prays, and finally something spiritual that no one else is seeing. Probably the pastor can see, but no one else in the scene can see it. Leaves her body, flies in the air, goes to meet Patience Ozoko, and Patience Ozoko, like staple, classic, a deliverance scene. If there's a movie with a native doctor, a deliverance scene must happen. Somebody would be saved. Like, it's expected. When you start the movie and you see some actors, someone is going to go to juju, someone is going to go to a native doctor, someone is going to inflict juju on somebody, and somebody is going to be delivered eventually. Some people don't get delivered though, some they just die. But yeah, just expect that from a typical vintage Nollywood movie. I feel like I've written a storyline this way. So the final scene, or is this the final scene? Probably I'll talk about more, but I don't think I have tapes from the other ones I might want to talk about. But the final scene that has a tape is the confession scene. Yes, it's expected. Someone goes to Nollywood, someone is envious, goes to a native doctor, inflicts juju on another person. Person gets delivered. Okay, the person suffers, they must suffer. The person gets delivered, and the juju goes back and meets the other person. There has to be a confession. So the confession scene, yes. Now the confession scene is always dramatic because it can have various endings. I feel like these producers just sit down and they play Russian roulette and they decide to say, okay, today is not going to be madness. I shot madness the last time, so today this person, Patience Soko, is going to die. So I'll be like, okay, no, Patience Soko is going to repent and everybody's going to forgive her. Some people be like, okay, no, Patience Soko will accept Christ, then she will die. So I'll be like, no, she will die, then her body will like disappear. And what are the possibilities? Some people be like, run mad. Okay, they'll be like, okay, we've done running mad, so she'll run mad and then she'll be delivered. Some people will be like, okay, she will run mad, run into the streets, a car will hit her and she will die. Like, I feel like they just play around, they spin a wheel and then they decide what should end the repercussions, the confession scene, I mean. Now, the confession scene is just basically the person, the juju master, the witch, the native doctor visitor confessing to their crimes after a long movie of suffer ahead. First of all, these movies, they would have 1 million scenes of the same kind of thing happening. Let's say Patience Soko has a nephew or a niece that she's maltreating. There will be so many scenes of that maltreatment. Oh, today she went to the stream, she fetched water, Patience Soko beat her up. Tomorrow she wore slippers out, Patience Soko beat her up for wearing her slippers. Next tomorrow she was starved. Like, the movie does not progress, it's just continuous suffer ahead. Like, you would watch 10 scenes and they're all of girls suffer ahead. There is no progress. Eventually the progress will now happen maybe when someone will take her to the city, or someone will come and like, or one man will come and want to marry her. Like, one small progress will now happen. Then the witch will now try to stop the progress, doing stuff to try to stop the progress. Ah, my God. Then eventually the person tries to do juju. The juju goes another suffer head scenes for another 20 minutes. Eventually we have the deliverance, then we have the juju catching the witch, and finally the confession. So the confession scene happens with usually after the deliverance, the juju flies in the air and comes and catches the witch. Now, after it has caught the witch, I told you the producers or the script writers, I don't know who is responsible for these scenes, is play Russian roulette. Then they pick one scene. So if he catches this person, the person might just go mad. If they go mad, sometimes they confess in their madness and die afterwards. Sometimes they confess, they live to survive it, and they are freed from the madness. What else? Sometimes they confess and they just remain mad. They don't tell us what happens. They just end the movie with "To God be the glory," which is a sin of its own. Literally, "To God be the glory" is a sin of its own.
Hey!
That was it.
Who's Hachi?
That woman. It's a woman. Your daughter is a wife. Can go ahead and marry your daughter in peace. How do you call her then? Oh yeah. I'm nothing.
Like, sometimes the juju catches the person runs, confesses, dies. Sometimes they fall sick and they are forced to confess in their sickness. Okay, yeah, there are people that refuse to confess, and you have a pastor or somebody will come and advise them that they have to confess so that they can be free. That's another one. Do you know? Okay, there's even times when Juju catches the native doctor. Yeah, the prayer is so strong that the native doctor is struck by lightning and they die. Lightning should also have a scene of its own, although it's part of the repercussion scene. Yeah, repercussion can take place with lightning striking. So like there is no rain, nothing is happening. Lightning will just strike somebody and they will just die. That's it. Confession scene done. Then we have thank God, or to God be the glory scene. Sometimes they even do us a favor by writing what happens. The victim becomes successful. That's if they've not shown us the victim becoming successful, and they show that to us. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so if you've watched this video up to this moment, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you. Please subscribe. Like, the subscription button is down there. I know. Please, yeah, subscribe, like this video, interact, and please in the comment section tell me if you have, tell me about more scenes that you think are repetitive in like Nollywood movies, even American movies. They have them. Tell me, and if you want me to do more videos on this topic, I will be glad to do it. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Bye.